Bettor Sports Betting is your home for picks, props, and futures for tonight's action. Bettor Sports Betting wants to know what picks you're playing tonight. Tell us in the live chat on YouTube, Twitter, and the Bettor Sports Network app. This is Bettor Sports Betting with Fantasy Alarm's Dan Servodidio.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome in here to the Bettor Sports Betting Show on Bettor Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm. YouTube, Twitter, the BSN app, wherever you guys are joining here on a Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for hopping in here. Got Howard Bender with his shades on, looking cool, ready for some baseball and some NFL talk here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Not just shades, Servo. Come on, these are the
aviators.
Oh, these have they got some weight to it. This is like solid gold Elvis.
Whoa,
sunglasses, my friend. Solid gold. Again, just purchased with the winnings of my bets on this show.
There we go. I was wondering where you were going with it, but all right. Cash it. Yeah, listen, if you have been tuning in here on shows that Howard's been on, he's been pumping out these NFL bets and baseball for that matter, but definitely he started the season hot. Yeah, he's got the flame going because he's working hot on the NFL season so far. Britt Flynn chiming in. What's up? Good afternoon, gents. What's up, Britt? Thanks for jumping in here. Love it. Yeah, we're going to be talking some NFL Week 6 early leans and lines. That's what we do on Wednesdays for this show. Give out some where we're feeling on some of the notable games, I guess, coming up for this weekend. And we got some postseason baseball. I got my Phillies jersey on. We got Game 3 for the NLDS Phillies-Braves back in Philly tonight. So I am pumped for that. Not even a night game. This is starting up in about an hour. So we'll be giving out picks for that game, the Dodgers-Diamondbacks Game 3, and then the Astros-Twins Game 4, giving out some props and some picks for all those games. And then might even sneak in some hockey picks. You know, the hockey season started up yesterday. Had Chris Murray giving out a couple winners last night. And Adam Bernard, a producer, will be jumping in to wrap up the show to give out some hockey picks if you want to get something else going tonight. Howard, we got to start with the football talk, though, before we get to baseball and hockey, because football is king, and we got these Week 6 lines and odds to kind of dive into and look at. Picked out some notable games and lines that I usually do on Wednesdays here. We'll start with the tightest spread. The Saints on the road against the Texans here. 1.5 is the spread there with the Saints favored. 42.5 is the over-under. I got to say, instant lean, and I might even throw this out on Friday's show when we give out our locks and our picks. Instant lean is the Texans because the Texans as underdogs this year. 3-1 against the spread are the Texans this year as underdogs. And the other side, the Saints. They're 0-4 against the spread as favorites this year. And I know they're coming off an easy win over the Patriots last week, but I'm not, I don't really take too much stock into that. The Patriots are garbage, and the Texans are playing teams tough every single week. I like the home dogs here, instant reaction.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing like an initial lean, it's probably the Texans. It's probably a no bet on the game for me, just because I don't know the Saints' identity really. I mean, who are they as a team? And, are we going to be able to be comfortable with whatever offensive scheme they've got and Derek Carr's shoulder? And, listen, defensively, they're rock solid. So they could give. I've always been kind of that mindset that, like fantasy owners love CJ Stroud. He does look like he's going to be a baller moving forward, but still going to make a lot of mistakes in the NFL right now. And when you're dealing with a decent secondary, it's not like his wideouts. I mean, Tank Dell is still he's a rookie, and you've got Nico Collins who's banged up, and let's face it, is anybody really clamoring to have Nico Collins as their wide receiver one? No. And Robert Woods is like 87 years old. So, it's not that like it wouldn't surprise me to see the Saints win this game. But then again, like you said, it wouldn't surprise you to see the Texans come out and at least cover this spread. So, tough game there. I think if I was going to give a serious lean, it would probably be on the under 42.5.
Okay. Yeah. The you mentioned the Saints. We don't know who they are, and yeah, I know they just beat the Patriots 34-0, but they also lost to the Bucks the week before. They lost to the Packers. They only won by 3 against the Panthers the week before that, and they won by 1 point against the Titans back in week 1. Like, these are all just kind of, whatever results. I need to see them play some better teams, I think, to get an understanding. And the Texans aren't a better team, but they have been playing teams tough, as I mentioned. Covering spreads as underdogs. Beating the beating the pants off the Steelers, which I guess isn't too impressive now that the offense of the Steelers is what it is. So yeah, I think instant lean. I do think like getting the points as the home dogs with the Texans, kind of my instant lean there. But yeah, the under, I do see it at going down to like 42 some places, so it might be leaning towards the under overall. The Saints, by the way, all 5 of their games this year have hit the under on their totals. So that just might be the vibe with the Saints of taking unders in their games. All right, how about the biggest spread of this Sunday's slate for Week 6? We got the Bills -14 over the Giants, home favorites for the Bills here. 44.5 is the over/under. And call me crazy, but I think my instant lean is actually taking the points with the Giants. I realize it could be a huge deficit, but the Bills, coming off a London game where the offense just did not look up to speed, and they definitely got off to a slow start in London against the Jags. And I feel like, coming off without a bye right off the London game, it's kind of risky. And their defense lost Matt Milano now to a season-ending injury. That's now him and Tre'Davious White back-to-back weeks where they lose, some key defenders to season-ending injuries. I feel like it's going to catch up to them at some point, maybe against a better team, but I don't know. What's your vibe on this game?
If Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley play, I'll take the points and I'll take the Giants. If Daniel Jones is out and Barkley's out, give me the Bills easily over this one. Tyrod Taylor, there is no revenge game narrative.
Revenge game.
Just not a good QB. He's barely a game manager, and you can't really game manage with that team, even if he's got Saquon Barkley. So I think the real linchpin here is Daniel Jones. If he plays, I'll take the points. If he doesn't, give me the Bills and I'll lay it.
So no faith in Tyrod to cover that
None.
spread if he's starting.
Nope.
Do you think if we get word that officially that Daniel Jones is out, the spread's going to start moving over more to the Bills' favor?
No, I think this spread is built in. I think the fact that Daniel Jones is likely to miss this game is kind of built into the 2 touchdown spread.
So if you think Jones is announced as playing and active, this might shorten to 13 or something.
Not enough to really, 13 and a half it goes to. It's like, because you're still dealing with like a less than 100% Daniel Jones if he's playing anyway.
Yeah, and we'll see with Saquon Barkley as well, as you mentioned. Smokey the Cat jumping in on the YouTube chat here. What's up, Smokey? Saying he's all in for a Pacheco touchdown for tomorrow for Thursday Night Football, the Broncos-Chiefs. Pacheco touchdown? Listen, you've been the king of calling these anytime touchdown props out on this show, so I'll let you have a crack at that one.
I'm totally in for it. I'm looking for what the odds are here for it. I don't see I'm trying to pull it up right now so I can see what his anytime touchdown prop looks like. Because it's Denver, right? And Denver's run defense is terrible. You just saw Breece Hall absolutely shred them, so that's going to happen again here.
-165 anytime touchdown on
what is
DraftKings. -165.
-165? Oh yeah. Man, Smokey, that's too juicy. That's just too much juice you're paying on that.
You can shop around, see if you get better odds on that one, but
or just tuck it into a parlay. You got to tuck it into a parlay. I think he definitely gets in. -165. What's
you could go first touchdown scores +425.
Yeah, I hate first touchdown scoring. right? Because I mean, it could be like a fluke thing. Like all of a sudden, he hits Rishi Rice.
I will say I would go with Jerick McKinnon plus 260 anytime touchdown. Tomorrow's show, I'll be giving out a McKinnon prop. It won't be the anytime touchdown scorer, but I do think there's a good chance he has a better. He's much more involved, especially as a receiver tomorrow's game. So I feel like he could catch a touchdown or run one in, but I feel like he might be a prime candidate to be. Every week we get different Chiefs guys scoring. Last week you hit on Rashee Rice scoring for the Chiefs. I feel like it's a different guy every week, and maybe it's McKinnon's turn. So,
dude, I'll run it back with Rice again at plus 210 this week.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
Dude, really, he like ran 10 routes, saw 5 targets. You give me that kind of a ratio. It basically means that when Rashee Rice is on the field, he's gonna get the ball.
And he's getting those targets in the red zone too.
That is the important thing. Also, yeah. I love him.
So yeah, tomorrow me and James Grande will be giving out our best bets and props for that Broncos Chiefs game for Thursday Night Football. All right,
I'll have my picks in an article over on fantasyalarm.com as well.
For sure. Keep an eye out for that one. All right, getting back to Sunday's games. Let's look at the lowest total on the Week 6 Sunday slate. That is the 49ers against the Browns. 5.5 is the spread for the 49ers. 37.5 is the over-under, the lowest total on this slate. I'm not surprised at the low total because the Browns defense has looked the part so far this year, and we know the 49ers defense is elite. So it scares you to take like an under with a total this low, but I might still go that way because of both these defenses.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, as good as the Cleveland defense is, this is still a really potent San Francisco 49ers offense. It's really, really strong. And so, but I mean, I think the big issue here is will Cleveland score at all? I don't even know if they do, because we're going to have to see. What, PJ Walker is going to be under center? Is that what we're being told here by Britt Flynn? I mean, come on, man. PJ Walker against the Niners defense. The problem is here, I mean, listen, if you're taking the under, you got to also just take San Francisco because then it's a 31-3 game. And then you're wondering how the hell they even scored 3.
So I'm surprised the spread. It's a weird spread. If PJ Walker is starting and we only get 5.5 for the 49ers, but that's a little suspicious there.
It could definitely be a little suspicious. So you think that what's basically going on right now is that
well, you know what? I'm looking at it now, and over on DraftKings, it is 49ers -7. So it looks like it is now moving because we just got word today that, or right before we went live a few hours ago, that PJ Walker will likely start for Cleveland. So I guess with that news, money came in on the 49ers, so it is at -7. Still, the total is at 37.5, though.
All right. I mean, it's much more sensible at 7. At 5.5, yeah, it's definitely suspicious because then you're just like, really, San Francisco against Cleveland? So I guess they're really banking on this Cleveland defense keeping San Francisco, in check at least. Was it going to be like 16-12, one of those games?
It's going to be like a 16-12, 16-10 game. Going to be very low.
It'll be a lot of unhappy 49ers homers playing fantasy football, that's for sure.
I don't think on Friday's show I'm going to be giving out a anytime touchdown prop for this game.
Yeah. This is like suddenly turning into the hugest no bet ever.
Yeah.
I'll just pass on this game.
Yeah, this will just come across on Red Zone. We'll see what happens. But all right, how about the biggest spread over on Sunday's slate? We have the Cardinals on the road against the Rams. 48.5 is the over/under here. Rams as 7-point favorites. I'm seeing the Dolphins-Panthers game also got raised up to 48.5. But let's just focus on the Cardinals-Rams game here as one of the higher scoring games for Sunday. I'm kind of staying away from the total, but I do feel like the Cardinals at +7 might be an interesting take here because they're playing they're another team, kind of like the Texans. They're just kind of taking teams by surprise. Teams are facing them thinking that they'll just win easy, but they're a little feisty. So I don't know. What's your take on this one?
They're a little feisty for sure, and against the against the Rams, the Rams defense really isn't that great. Like their offense, high octane, gotta love it. Their defense definitely is going to struggle. So, while the Cardinals, again, not having James Conner is kind of a big deal. I'm not going to, crap on DeMercado, but, he's not James Conner. He was, considered the third string back coming into the season until Keontae Ingram got hurt. So, I think it's just a matter of whether or not Josh Dobbs can kind of keep it under control. I thought that he was going to do a little bit better than he did last week against Cincinnati, who I don't love their defense at all. So he needs to show me a little something there before I lock down the over.
Yeah, I'm looking. By the way, the Cardinals games. I feel like we mentioned this maybe a week or two ago on this show. Is that with the Cardinals games, their games are just going to keep going over because they've now gone over 4 straight games coming into this week because their defense is not good, but their offense, again, it's just with Dobbs under center, they're just a little feisty. They're putting up a decent amount of points every week. They had that upset win over Dallas, but last week against Cincinnati. You took the over in that one and hit because the 44 was a little low for the Bengals offense in general, but the Cardinals still put up 20 points for that game to go over too. So
the game this week, by the way, the one that I'm like looking at the total and I'm like, what are you doing there? Seattle-Cincinnati. Like,
it's just going to be Cincinnati every week for you, maybe.
44. Well, it's 45.5. And I get it. Maybe it's Vegas kind of hedging on Joe Burrow's condition, but it's not the greatest defense from Seattle. This is far from like the Legion of Boom days that we've had. And so, if it turns into, a couple of, potentially high potent offenses kind of throwing haymakers at each other, I kind of feel like that's where we're leaning.
I do. We weren't going to touch on this game, but let's bring it up now because I am leaning Seattle in that game as underdogs, coming off a bye week. And, I know Burrow looked better last week, but I'm still not sold that this offense is going to be, a consistent every week. So I feel like Seattle coming off the bye might have a little edge there. And their offense, they got everyone healthy right now. So that's huge for them. Until one of Lockett goes down a week or they have Smith and Jigba back, so that's good. But I really like Seattle as the underdogs there, and I don't have it in front of me, but I know on Friday's show I'll probably have it ready because I'll probably give out Seattle. Is that Pete Carroll as an underdog has a really good against the spread record, so that's one thing I just always keep in the back of my mind. So I know it's on the road. For Seattle, but still.
I'm not ready to lean on that game yet. I think that, I want to, I'm not deciding. The only thing that I'm deciding on that right now is the over.
Yeah.
It's the over. It's going to be the one. That's going to be the game. Because, listen, you look at the game totals and, who's really, who's ready to, like, really step up and do something. Like, this is, like, the first week that the only 50 or more point total is on is the Monday Night Football game. So
I see. The Monday Night Football game should be a good one too. Cowboys Chargers. That is the highest total, but not on the Sunday slate. To keep in mind there. All right, we got to wrap with the last football game we'll break down for this Sunday Week 6 slate. It's a little rivalry game for me and you, Howard. We got the Eagles and the Jets facing off here.
Oh, big rivalry here, sir.
Huge
big rivalry.
Little Northeast rivalry matchup. The Eagles are 7-point favorites, over under at 41. I know which way we're both leaning with our hearts and our rooting interests, but I don't know. Any takes on this game?
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles. I'll lay the points. Give me the over.
I agree.
What do you want from me? Why you gotta do that? Come on.
we got. I noticed we had a couple of ways we're disagreeing for upcoming baseball picks. So I had to throw the Eagles Jets in there.
Had I thought about it when I got dressed this morning, I would have worn my Matt Olson T-shirt. I'm sorry that I'm not wearing that right now.
You cashed that home run winner prop, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Adam Bernard posting in chat. Jets have never beaten the Eagles in the regular season.
Is that a fact?
That's for reality football and for coaching changes too. You guys beat the crap out of us, giving us Richie Kotite that year. Dog crap.
Britt Flynn in the chat here saying Devontae Smith, huge game. I agree. This is one of his props I'm definitely looking at because he got shut down basically last week, only had one catch. And we saw this, I think, in week 1 where he responded back in week 2, had a big game. Just that old, squeaky wheel gets the grease narrative that I know you are all about, Howard. And I think Devontae Smith, we've seen this with the Eagles. As I mentioned, it happened with Smith, happened with A.J. Brown when he was seen on the sidelines complaining. He came back, had a huge game the next game. Last week was, Brown and Goddard both having big games. They kind of bounce back and forth, this Eagles receiving core. So I do feel like it could be a Devontae Smith game, especially if, Sauce Gardner's kind of locking up or shadowing A.J. Brown in this game. We could be seeing Smith just eating stuff up over the middle and really coming through. So I like that call, Britt.
Yeah, I love that call, Britt. That's great. Can we talk baseball yet?
Let's talk baseball.
Jeez Louise.
Gotta remind you guys.
Dragging this out.
right?
Yeah. We're all going to talk about the Eagles beating the Jets.
If our teams are playing, we got to talk about it, Every week we talk about who, the Eagles playing this team, the Jets playing this team. But if we're playing each other, we got to bring it up. He's giving me the straight face. Garrett Wilson going off too. There you go, Howard, says Britt. I can't tell if your screen is frozen. I see you blinking though, so he's giving me the silent treatment. This is a good time to promote the Fantasy Alarm All-Pro subscription. You can go on there, check out all the DFS coaches for this week 6 that are coming out all this week over on Fantasy Alarm. Unlock all the content for all sports, including the annual draft guides. NHL DFS playbook for tonight if you want to get some hockey in. We had that last night too as well. Best bets for hockey as well in there. You can get one-on-one expert access in Discord, the league sync, the lineup generator, daily and weekly ranks for all sports, waiver wire analysis, projections, and plenty more to help you guys build better lineups. Guarantee get access to everything Fantasy Alarm offers. Just go to fantasyalarm.com/win. or scan that QR code that Howard is pointing at on the screen there. All right, let's talk baseball here. Let's get into the baseball picks because we got 3 playoff games tonight or today. The Phillies-Braves are getting going in just about a half hour here. 5:07 p.m. Eastern is first pitch there. Let's start with that game. See what picks we got for this one. The Phillies are slight favorites on the money line here. Over under at 9. Give us a pick for this game. Where are you going?
For Braves and the Phillies?
Yeah, Phillies.
That's the easy one. Give me the Braves money line at +105. Oh. They win this game. That's it. No analysis necessary. Bryce Elder. Yay. Matt Olson. Ooh. Braves. Ooh. +105.
And I'm gonna drop off here.
Payback's a bitch. Oh, there he's gone. All right, so here we go. That's what I'm looking at for my baseball picks here. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see. What else? Oh, shoot, he's back.
You know what? I wasn't going to go all crazy and say, give me the Phillies money line. I was just going to go first 5 innings. Give me the first 5 innings for the Phillies here. I do think they lead after 5. Listen, Bryce Elder, I'm not scared of Bryce Elder starting for the Braves here. He was good in the start of the season, had a really good first few months, but really tailed off. 5.68 ERA in the month of September. Faced the Phillies less than a month ago in his second to last start of the regular season. Gave up 4 runs over 3 2/3 innings. The Phillies lineup knows they can get to him. I think they're going to ride the home crowd advantage that we all know is great in Philly. Listen, they should have won that last game. They kind of let it go in those late innings. But I think they're going to respond well, come out, give Aaron Nola some run support. Nola looking strong lately, 1.37 ERA over his last 3 starts. That was including 7 shutout innings against the Marlins. He also just faced the Braves at the end of the season, 6 innings with just 2 runs allowed in that game. Listen, I think this is a strong Nola start for the Phillies to be leading after 5. Their bullpen is a little bit worrisome for me right now after they just blew that last game. But this is a similar situation, by the way, to last year. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Phillies-Braves split the first 2 games in the NLDS, came back to Philly for Game 3. Nola was on the mound, 6 innings with just 1 unearned run in that game. Phillies won, I think 9-1, and they rode the home crowd advantage, which they're going to do today. So, you got the Braves money line. Give me the Phillies.
I was talking Phillies, and my dog Jabu came in. He was so excited. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're talking Braves baseball now. Nice. Let's make that happen." Listen, you guys woke up the sleeping bear. That's that. Now you have to contend with it. The sleeping bear woke up at the last game.
They woke up for one. It was 1 home run on like an off-speed pitch. That's waking up.
Was that home run with men on base?
Yeah, but that's 1 hit.
Oh, okay, all right. So men on base. They must have. Did they get walked onto that base?
Listen, the momentum factor is not in play here because the Phillies home crowd is going to shut that down early.
Well, you can continue to bet with your heart and your Phillies jersey.
I just gave you a bunch of stats and trends that's my reasoning.
Of course, stats and trends are never wrong. You guys woke up the Braves. Braves woke up. Bats are going to be tough.
Nope.
Matt Olson's going yard tonight. Off of your boy Aaron Nola.
He can go yard, but as long as the Phillies are leading after 5 innings, I'm good with that. And the Phillies win outright, Do
you have some other bets that you wanna brag about?
Nolan can let up a solo home run. I'm good with that.
Come on, I gave you the last time we talked baseball. I gave you the Nick Castellanos over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI, and he took care of that with no problem. I threw you the bone there. Then you came attacking me with this Eagles-Jets talk, and now you can't take it. Now you can't handle it. I feel bad for you right now, Daniel. I feel bad for you right now.
Listen, I'm just letting this go right over because this isn't deterring me from my bets and my feelings about this game. All right, in the chat, Britt Flynn saying, "Are my Dodgers done?" Yeah, let's touch on that one before we talk some Twins Astros. How about this Dodgers-Diamondbacks game? I think we're split on this one too, but I'll let you go first. Where are you going with this one?
I'm going to take the Dodgers on the run line as the visiting team. I'm getting it for plus money. Why not? I mean, listen, I don't think the Dodgers are done. I mean, would it surprise anybody to actually turn around and see Dodgers Astros in the World Series? Like, how nauseating would that be? But it's not beyond the realm of possibility here. I think the Dodgers offense needs to kind of kick it into a little bit of another gear. They are the better team than the Diamondbacks. So, I mean, I'm going to lay on that one right there. D-backs, took that low scoring game the last time. No. D-backs clubbed them in game 1, and then game 2 was 4-2, right?
Yeah.
Give me the Dodgers. Give me the Dodgers on the run line.
Listen, I'm sorry. I think the Dodgers are done. I have them losing tonight. Give me the Diamondbacks on the money line at plus odds there, plus 114 on DraftKings. The vibes for the Dodgers are just low right now, especially their offense. Mookie Betts and Freeman are both just not hitting right now. They need to get going. And if they don't get going, I think the Dodgers are done tonight. It's Lance Lynn on the mound for LA, by the way. I think it could be a rough spot for him. He had some decent outings with the Dodgers since coming over at the trade deadline, but also had a 6.16 FIP and a 4.36 ERA with the Dodgers. Had some rough outings in there. You look at his playoff career, by the way, going back to when he was with the Cardinals, the White Sox, 5.28 career ERA in the postseason for Lance Lynn. And when he started a playoff game, when his teams have had him start a game, they've gone 3-5 in those 8 starts. So the Dodgers offense, I know they got Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for Arizona, but
he's amazing.
Well, I don't think he's that much worse than Lance Lynn, honestly.
No, but you know what? When it comes to a playoff game and a must-win situation, I'll actually put my money, and I am putting my money on Lance Lynn kind of owning this game. Would it shock you to see Lance Lynn turn in like 6 scoreless innings tonight?
It wouldn't, because the Diamondbacks offense against righties before the playoffs had struggled. They were, a bottom tier split against right-handed pitching, so it wouldn't. But
and Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for them to do something, but they haven't done anything yet,
buddy. Here we go.
I just think the smarter play is on the Diamondbacks to finish this out. Listen, we just saw what the Rangers did. Just, completely shut down the Orioles to get the sweep last night. I really think it could be happening here for the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry, Britt. I know you're saying after I said nice things about your Eagles, but just, kind of my read on the situation. I think it's hard to come back from this. And listen, I like the Dodgers. My father-in-law is a Dodgers fan. I'm rooting for the Dodgers, but I just think the smarter play might be on the Diamondbacks here.
All right, so you just said my pick is dumb. Okay, what's next?
I don't know. I like your run line pick. I wouldn't take them on the money line, because if they do need to bounce back, they need to get a surefire win here. So I think that is the smarter bet than the money line for the Dodgers. But get some plus money in there. All right, let's talk Twins Astros. Game 4 for this series. Astros won yesterday to take the 2-1 series lead. Minnesota slight favorites here in the money line, -125. Over-unders at 8 for this game. I'll give out my favorite pick of the whole baseball slate tonight, and that's Yordan Alvarez over a half a walk here. So he's getting walked over a half a walk. -105 on BetMGM is what I got it at. Alvarez has been absolutely on fire. He's homered in all 3 games against the Twins in this series, has 4 home runs in the 3 games, already has 6 RBIs, 6 runs scored, hitting .500 in this series. The Twins down 2-1. If they want to have any chance in this game, I feel like they're going to walk Alvarez as soon as they get especially, if he's coming up with no men on. Listen, he can go deep in any single at bat, and I feel like he could really, really hurt them, especially maybe there's like a runner on second and he comes up. I feel like he's getting intentionally walked or just pitched around in general, but I don't think they want to deal with Alvarez here. We saw a similar thing with the Orioles with Corey Seager, with him being so hot, and they walked him a bunch in that series. So I think Alvarez, with how hot he's hitting, I just think that the Twins are going to pitch around him, not really deal with it. So I love this over on his walks prop tonight.
I could dig that. Listen, it all just kind of falls into my narrative here. Astros win this game. They close it out. Give me the Astros on the money line at +105 also. I'm perfectly fine doing that. I think that they just close it out. Rocco Baldelli, huge Fish fan. They get eliminated tonight, and then he gets to freely go to 3 shows in Chicago, which are coming up this weekend. So, I think that it all just kind of harmoniously works out for him that way.
That's in the back of his mind, probably.
I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, listen, 3 shows in Chicago. You live in Minnesota. Yeah, you might as well hit one. You should go home and, take care of the kids and stuff like that afterwards. But, take a little something for yourself just to unwind after, a grueling baseball season. Take in a fish show and then go home.
I feel it. All right. I'm on your side here. So we're agreeing on this one. I do think the Astros should win tonight and can win. And another prop I'll just throw out on the same kind of vibe is Joe Ryan under 14.5 outs recorded for him. The Twins need to win to stay alive tonight. And I think Joe Ryan's like a prime candidate to get pulled early if he runs into any early trouble. We've seen this, we see it every year with the postseason, but obviously this year as well, just starters getting into early trouble and they're getting yanked. And Ryan did not end the regular season well. He had a really good first few months, but he had a 5.28 ERA in the month of September, a 6.09 ERA since the All-Star break. Also hasn't pitched in almost 2 weeks now since his final regular season start. Maybe a little rust there. I'm worried about how well he performs, especially early on. If he's given up, he gets into a spot where he's given up a few runs in the second, third inning, I could see him getting pulled to get under this outs prop. He faced the Astros twice this year, by the way, allowed 5 runs in one of those starts, allowed 4 runs in the other one. And the Twins also, they've kind of set things up, lined things up where they have a lot of their pretty much all their top bullpen arms rested and all available to have all hands on deck for this game to make sure they can get a potential game 5 and win tonight. So, but I do think Ryan just isn't going to last for 5 full innings, which is what this outs prop is. So give me the under on this 14.5.
Yeah, that works for me, man. The Astros say bye-bye Joe Ryan. There we go.
Yeah,
quick and
if
dirty,
he's getting
baby.
pulled early, I think that bodes well for the Astros pick there.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
We're ending things on a high note with our baseball bets. All right, let's now just give out some hockey picks for tonight because we got a bunch of hockey games with the season starting up yesterday. Let's bring our producer Adam Bernard. He was on the show yesterday, gave out some bets and picks. Adam, give us a couple that you're looking at tonight.
Is it okay to come in? Is it safe? I don't want to get in a crossfire or anything.
This
there.
is a safe space. Hey, listen,
you
don't
mediator.
come at me. I'm not gonna come at you. I'm not gonna come at you because Servo's, making these horrendous comments throughout the show, hurting my feelings like that.
I just don't want to catch any strays here. Okay, that I'm just here to give a couple of hockey picks and get out. I don't want to get in the way of your Phillies, Braves, Diamondbacks, Dodgers beefs here. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. All right. So just I don't really mess around with like puck lines or like money line bets just because like early in the season you never know how teams are going to come out or who's going to Edmonton should easily crush the Canucks, but maybe they get it up for Edmonton tonight coming into their building. So who knows? I will look at some totals though. Montreal, Toronto over 6.5 -120 at FanDuel. Toronto we know can score in bunches. Montreal has awful goaltending, but they're capable of some offense too. Cole Caulfield is back. He's going to be on a top line with Nick Suzuki, so I can see that being a track meet that Toronto wins comfortably, but a lot of goals are scored. And then going over to the Western Conference, a matchup between 2 heavyweights with Colorado and the Kings. The under at 6.5 at -115 on DraftKings. It's 6 or 5.5 in some spots. Go get it. Both teams can put the puck in the net, but I think this is going to be more of a not clamp down defensive game, but there's not going to be a lot of opportunities. It's going to be an even match, and to me this looks more like a 3-2 kind of game.
All right, couple over unders for tonight's hockey slate. Adam, what was your kind of reactions to last night's season starting up? We talked about some bets and stuff on the show, and I don't think anybody mentioned possibly looking at the Blackhawks to win and upset the Penguins in that game.
No, I get it. Connor Bedard. You got to understand for the guys in that locker room, whether they're young or old, like they're getting a kick out of playing with a guy that they know is going to be an all-time great. Like they're going to be able to say, "I played with him when." I thought, it's not that Pittsburgh played bad, but Pittsburgh left the door open for him, and Chicago took it. So we'll see what happens when they go to Boston tonight and see if they ride that momentum or if Boston takes advantage of a team on a back-to-back that early in the season, you might be a little more tired since you're not used to it. So we'll see what happens there. But, last night we had a United States triple header. Canada gets their triple header tonight. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm looking, by the way, the Bruins -340 on the money line against the Blackhawks.
Exactly.
Tonight.
So, you kind of have an idea of the way that direction is going to go. But if you think like, hey, they're going to ride this momentum of beating Pittsburgh last night and they're going to get off the plane and kick ass in Boston tonight, sure, go for it. But I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to play a back-to-back right away.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mrazek played last night. I don't even know who the backup is in Chicago. So they're getting the B goalie on a bad team.
Yeah, it's a tough ask. All right, so those are some hockey picks. The over in the Montreal-Toronto game and the under in Colorado-LA. So yeah, get some hockey vibes going while you're watching some baseball and you're watching either me and Howard cash our bets because it won't be maybe we agree on the Astros, but it won't be both of us.
That's it. Let's get it on.
All right. Thanks for tuning in here. Tomorrow's show, 4 p.m. Eastern, we will be giving out some Thursday night football bets and maybe diving into baseball to see if any we got games or what the series are at tomorrow. So James Grano will be back on the show. Friday's show, Howard will be back here on Bettor Sports Betting to give out our Week 6 bets and locks for the Sunday slate. Coming up after us, by the way, you can catch the Bettor Sports Bettor Court with Dan Lust at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Fantasy Alarm and Bettor Sports Network YouTube pages. Lisa Ann does Fantasy Better with Howard Bender, co-hosting that one at 7 p.m. Eastern, then 9 p.m. Eastern, the Dynasty Nerds with Garrett Price. So get all your football, baseball, and sports betting advice here the rest of the night on Bettor Sports Network. All right, everyone. Have a good show. Have a good night, and we'll see you on tomorrow's show. This was a good show. I know that much because me and Howard just in fight mode today. But we'll see. Enjoy the games today, and we'll see you guys later.
Bettor Sports Betting on the Bettor Sports